Hi everyone, it's February 23rd and it's our anniversary of 26 years. And I just wanted to get on here and talk about some things that, I thought was kind of important about marriage and what made us strong as a couple together. This is Daniel, my husband.
Hello.
Yes, I'm sorry. We've been married for, like I said before, 26 years. And today we went out and enjoyed our day together. It was wonderful. And we were just memorizing on the things that we went through and us just being young and the things that went on between us together and the years that, we've had our children and we just grew together as a couple. And it's been beautiful. And I just told him, I said, baby, why don't you get on here with me today and just share with me on the things that we went through our 26 years of marriage. So we met in 1996, 96, right?
What is it?
95.
95.
95.
95. Not 96. 95.
95.
November
And-
7th, 1995.
We've been thinking about it. We known of each other before then, but we really started getting to know each other in 95. And we were really starting to get serious around then and dating. And it was a really, if any of you know about that time, it was a really, different time around then than it is today, of course, So, but during that time, we got to know each other. We explored all the things that there is to know in the beginning of couples getting together. And there's a lot of things that I remember and a lot of things that I know I want to pinpoint out. We got some questions coming up that I picked out that I wanted us to go through that I thought married couples or, couples that are getting together thought, should go through. But one of my most memorable things about getting together is that he was always dedicated and always focused. And he put me at the center of everything and made me feel like I was the most important thing in the world to him.
Still are.
And that's what I know helped us grow as a couple. And it really meant the world to me that he invested that much time into me and made me feel like I was the center of his universe. So, rather than me talking so much, let's go to my guest of today and say, Daniel, what do you think in the beginning of our relationship? What drew you to me in the beginning? What made you think that I was special?
You were different.
I was different.
She was different from everybody else. You could say universe lining up. You could say love first sight. You could say attraction. You could say a lot of them things. But honestly and truthfully, cheesy as it may sound, when you know.
You know when you know, right?
You know when you know.
That's right.
And it's just how everything lined up. It's a person that you feel that you were created for.
He always made me feel like I was special.
Well, you were, baby. So, yeah, it's always, for me, I knew. And I always said that, you get somebody that drives you crazy. You hear all them love stories and you think about what you would and wouldn't do, and you hear other people and you say, well, that's crazy. That's crazy. I would never do that. That's just, I wouldn't do that. And then you find that one and you're doing it. You know what I mean? And the bad thing is, you're doing it. But it's it's like, when you know.
You know when you know, right?
So, yeah.
Well, we knew. And one of my memorable moments is when we were sitting on the air conditioner.
Yep, on the side of the house.
On the side of our house. And
matter of fact, I was after cooking egg rolls.
Yeah, my favorite meal to cook was egg rolls all the time. And we were sitting on the side of the house, and he told me how much I meant to him And that really touched my heart, And I knew we grew from there. Things just started getting bigger and everything. Well, what I came up with was I called him in here and was like, Daniel, it's our anniversary. It's almost over. And would you mind coming in here with me and just doing a few questions just to let everybody know a little bit about us and how we grew together over these 26 years. And I just came up with a few questions. You got to excuse us because we're a little tired. We went out to eat today.
Yes.
We are full. By the way, if you get the chance, Red Lobster has all you can eat shrimp. And you can get all kinds. You can choose the shrimp scampi. You can choose the Walt's favorites. You can choose the, what was it, the one you didn't like that much?
The new one,
salt and vinegar.
Salt and vinegar.
It's okay. I liked it, but it wasn't his favorite, So, but you get to choose different kinds of shrimp, and they keep bringing it out to you. You can switch it up,
so,
and
that's good.
I got the Admiral's Feast that I can never get away from. I always get that. That's my go-to. So, but I came up with 5 questions that I thought I wanted to share with you guys, and I hope you enjoy them. Okay, so we're gonna come up with the answers to them as fast and as clearly as we can. And if there's any other questions that you would like me or Daniel to ask, just leave a comment and let us know. Okay, the first question is, what advice would you give to newlyweds? You want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay, so to newlyweds, I would say take your time. Spend time together. Don't rush anything. We didn't rush anything. We were together since 95.
Mm-hmm.
We took our time.
We
were young.
You got married in 98.
We were young. Okay, I will say we were young. We got married in 98.
Mm-hmm.
But we knew that we weren't going to be without each other. We just knew that we were going to be together. I could not see my life without him. He couldn't see his life without me.
Mm-hmm.
And we knew we were just going to be together. But there was no rush. My family moved away. We were military. We moved to Tennessee in 98.
Wasn't it? It was
97.
It was a year before, so
97. We moved to Tennessee in 97. And for that whole year, until I turned 18 in 98, he came to visit me every weekend, which was about a 6-hour drive.
6.5, 411 miles.
He came to see me every weekend, to visit me, and we spent time together. And, he dedicated his life to me before we moved. So he maintained and kept our connection, and we were destined to be together. So we got married in 98 as soon as I turned 18, because we just knew we wanted to be together. It was in my heart. It was in his heart. We knew we wanted to be together. And so my advice to be is don't rush, don't give up, and just know, if you know in your heart that you want to be together, that's what you should do. You got anything to add there?
Yes. So there's 2 things. First thing is, after we do these 5 questions, I would like for you, if you dare to, do it with you. Take that challenge on and with 2 and do your own recording or just between each other. And because it's amazing what you can find out with the time that's changed, how things change. So,
Right.
You gotta have courage, because some things change and you may not notice and might get offended, but then it may be a positive spin too. But we always think it's positive because you're always growing.
Right.
And number 2, I'm a guy, so I got a little note card, so I had to jot down little bullet points for me. So that's how I'm going to do it. And read the question again.
What advice would you give to newlyweds?
First one, don't get married. Just kidding.
Seriously?
I'm sorry for y'all. No, I'm just kidding. Have the same, if not the same, a lot of the same values.
Right.
And wants and likes and dislikes.
Have a lot in common.
Right. It's because it's you and her now, or in a relationship, and you gotta like the person you're marrying.
That's right.
I mean, it makes no, if you're doing it for money, if you're doing it for security, you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Right.
It won't weather the storms. Don't listen to others.
Right.
The biggest problem I think with newlyweds is everybody's got an opinion about your relationship. Sorry about that. I hit the table.
They had a lot of opinions about our relationship.
They did. A lot of people said we wasn't going to make it.
No,
And that Shania Twain song says, "Just look at us now."
Look at us now.
I mean, we are together.
Look how far we come.
That's right, 26 years. And the people that told us we weren't going to make it, busted.
And they're not.
And it's sad that happened, but
It is.
if you listen to girlfriends and male friends and family members and you take it to heart, it drives a wedge.
It does.
And like I was saying, when you marry, you go from 2 to 1.
Right.
And if you don't lean on your one, then it's going to spin out of control.
Because we are one.
That's right. And life is hard.
It is.
Marriage is hard.
It is.
Don't ever underestimate that.
Underestimate.
Thank you. That, because life is hard.
It is.
And when you have somebody else, it's even 10 times harder.
That's right.
But as one, you do it together.
And you're stronger together.
That's right. And if you let people come in and give you all these advice and say, "Oh, he's doing this," or "Oh, she's doing that," my mom always told me, believe nothing you hear and only half of what you see.
That's right.
So, yeah. I would also say learn how to deny yourself. My wants, and what I want, really and honestly, is now shelved.
And that goes both ways.
And exactly, she kind of beat me to the point of that, because I should do what she wants and what her needs are and what she wants, and not so much look out for mine, because then you get envy, you get all this prideful, and it starts fights. But on the same token, she does what you want. So you get what you want, but you're getting it from her. So it's like a gift from her, and it's a gift from you. So yeah, I would definitely say, and that's how it works. It's a win-win.
Right.
And I'm sorry, I'm just reading this just to make sure I don't leave nothing off. Yeah, just generally just do for each other.
That's right. And it goes both ways. It's never one way. It's never a one-way street. It's always two-way. Another question I came up with is, what has been your favorite memory together? All right. I'll take this one first.
Yeah, you do all the
Yes.
first, and then I'll do seconds.
I have a lot of the memories that we've had together, but I think one of my most favorite is, I don't know if you remember this one, but it stands out to me and I can't go nowhere else. I hope I can explain it right. But there was this one day we were driving before we were married, and he was frustrated. Not frustrated with me, but we were having a dispute, a regular argument, right? And he pulls over. This is kind of on a road that we took normally. He pulls over. He gets out of the car, and I get out of the car too, and he hugs me. He just gives me the biggest hug. Do you remember that? I don't know if you do, but it's one of my biggest memories. You just get out of the car and you stop everything and you give me the biggest hug that I ever had. And you tell me you love me. And that gave me the biggest security that I ever could think of. And I don't know why. I don't remember what we were talking about. I don't know what was going on at that time, but I just remember that he stopped me in my time of insecurity and he gave me a hug. And that showed me that he could cover me in any type of thing that I was going through, that he would be there and keep me going no matter what it was. that we had going on, that he would tell me we were okay. And that's my most important memory of us. And you've done that almost every time. Any time that we would have some type of argument or dispute going on, he would just stop and just tell me, it's okay. He would give me a hug or some type of statement that would let me know that everything's okay. And that was my security blanket. And that's the start of that memory was on this road when he was driving and he pulled over, got out of the car and gave me a hug and let me know that everything was okay. And it gave me a comfort that I continue to hold on to till today.
And that falls back on learn how to deny yourself. It ain't who wins.
That's right.
You're one. Mm-hmm. So you got to ask yourself, is the argument that important to destroy? Perilous victory. King goes out and fights and keeps fighting with his whole kingdom. And he wins at the end of the day, but everybody's dead. So what did he truly win? Mm-hmm. So how important is the argument? Sometimes you just got to pump the brakes and just say, it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong.
That's right.
Because as one in love with each other, there's no winners. There's no losers. Mm-hmm. It's just you.
That's right.
Or both of you. Is that yours?
Yep. Next question, Reagan.
No. I gotta have mine.
Okay,
I was just tailoring on yours.
All right, go ahead. Your turn.
So the question again?
What has been your favorite memory together?
So the happy ones that I like. One of them was before we were married, and we were in high school, and it was at Flat Rock Park, and we were in the Tempo, the Ford Tempo, and it was hot outside.
Oh, that old car.
Yeah, and and now don't go for the flies because we killed all of them, so there's none on the wall they asked for. But anyways, and like I said, we being young, started kissing the car. Group of school kids come by. We didn't even expect it because it's always dead in that park. And there was ducks in the pond, and they were quacking, and it sounded like they were laughing. So it lined up, and we were so embarrassed. Mm-hmm. But good times are good times. And when I used to walk in from at work, when we first got together, and I loved how she had the music playing, the candles lit. Mm. She'd
Our
be
first
cooking.
Apartment.
Yep. 704 First Avenue. Mm-hmm. And wasn't much. It was one bedroom, but it had an island like you could see in the kitchen. She'd be cooking. I'd come in, and she'd be so excited, and it made me feel good. But them are nice, and them are good times. But honestly, my answer to that would be all the hard times.
You learn from those.
Yeah.
We grow from those.
And when it's hard and life has got you and everything's falling apart on you and you hit rock bottom, and then you find out rock bottom has a basement. Yeah. That's when they say you find your true friends. But when you have your love not quitting on you and down there with you, that's what builds you. That builds memories.
That's right.
And if they're down in the basement with you, then when you're riding high, they're with you, and it's real. So yeah, that'd be my answer.
No, that's a good one, dear. All right, question number 3. Moving along here. What do you believe is the key to a successful and happy marriage? Okay, so I think that in the beginning, especially, you need to learn how to get along and not carry out the arguments. Arguments, who's right and who's wrong does not matter. You need to come to a common ground. You need to calm down and stop trying to see who's right. You need to get together and just, sometimes if I know he's right, which took me a long time to do, he was the first one to do that. He would say, okay, baby, you're right. I'm sorry. But with him doing that, it helped me to learn to say, even when I was wrong, or even when I was right, I would say, okay, baby, I'm sorry. I understand. You're right. And I would back down. which took me longer to do that than it did him. But honestly, I will say it was him that did that first. He would back down to me and say, okay, you're right. Which I know that eventually, I would come to him and I would apologize as well. But don't always try to hold that grudge and say, I'm right and you're wrong. That's not what it's about. And when you go to bed at night, do not go to bed holding a grudge.
No. Yeah.
Try to say, I'm sorry before you go to sleep at night. Do not sit there and be mad at each other all night. Don't go to bed angry. That's the main thing that I would say. Going to bed angry is just going to keep it going, keep an argument going longer, and try to settle it as soon as you can. Move on. It's not worth it. So that's my part.
Yeah. Tomorrow's not promised.
It's
you
never
always
promised.
Want to say, I'm sorry and I love you.
That's right.
And then other reasons, peace of mind. And
right.
I know there's a verse or something about going to bed with anger or something,
right.
But I can't remember right now. But yeah, you're right. Number 3, just so we.
What do you believe is the key to a successful and happy marriage?
For me and her, and our belief, you put God first in everything.
Amen. That's right.
That's our belief, and believe in Lord Jesus Christ.
Yes.
We always put God first.
We do.
And when we didn't, things didn't work out.
They didn't.
Nope, fell apart.
That's right.
So my first part would be put God in everything first. She's not just my wife. She's my best friend. And you have to come to accept that. I'm a guy. I'm not no pushover. I had friends and I've got friends. But when it comes to your best friend, that has to be your wife or your husband. Because, I don't know. It just works better that way. It's a person you could talk to. People like to go and once again, you add people in your relationship and you talk about your problems with people. And all you're doing is giving people weapons to work against you or speak on it to other people. And you got this mess stirring up and then you're like, I'm not up for all this chaos. What's going on? Well, you caused it. She's my best friend. And if you can't talk to her, if I can't talk to her and tell her my problems and just try to work through it, then what are we doing? So, yeah, being best friends. Yeah.
Ready for question number 4?
I'm ready.
Number 4. What are some of your favorite qualities about each other? For me, I feel that he completes me. He's everything that I am not.
Cheater. You read my notes.
Oh, goodness. I'm an introvert. Okay? I'm mostly quiet, not a talkative person. He's an extrovert. He loves talking to people. He's more outgoing. He's easier to talk to with people. I feel like we complete each other. Okay? He's everything that I am not. And I do feel that I'm everything that he is not.
You did read my notes.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
But I just feel that we complete each other in everything that we do. When we meet people, I feel like we're one complete sentence, that we harmonize in everything we do. And it's been that way since we met. That's the main thing everything that I go to him for things that I don't know, and he comes to me for things that he doesn't know. So I just knew from then on that together we're better. Without him, there's half of me missing, and without me, there's half of him missing. So we're better together. So he is my better quality. So that's my answer for that question. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to.
Well, she didn't read my notes because I've had it here the whole time, but that's what I'm talking about, a great marriage. You think a lot alike. In so much that you're one. So, and why I said that is because I wrote down almost the very thing she said. Only thing that she did not say that I wrote down for that one is she's my yin, and and I'm her yang. She completes me. So I mean, together we're unstoppable. So I wasn't looking for somebody that just had similarities. I was looking for somebody that what I can't do. I can't spell to save my life. If I wasn't writing my name every day, I'd misspell it.
Finish his sentences.
So, but she's book smart and everything else, and I'm hands-on smart. So, yeah, we complete each other.
Yes, we do.
So, yeah, I really can't. I really can't add to that one. She said it.
There you go. Number 5 and the last. What phrase do you wish you heard more often from your spouse?
Go ahead, baby.
Okay, so let me try to pick the best one because there's so many. But, I do hear them, but there's some that I wish that I heard more often. Okay? And there's probably some better than the one that pops off my mind, right now. But the thing that I do every day, I'm cooking all the time. I'm trying to, do things in the house all the time. I wish that he would come home and say, "Oh my gosh, look at what you've done. Wow, you've cooked this wonderful meal. The house smells so wonderful, baby." But when he comes home, he's tired and he doesn't quickly recognize the things that I do. I'm like, sometimes he'll come home late on the bed and I'm like, he's like, "What did you do today?" I'm like, "Oh, well, I decluttered the bedroom." He's like, "Really?" Like, "You didn't notice? I took out like everything," but anyway, it's just something that, we do. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate that, wives do, that husbands come home after their busy day of work. They've worked all day, but, they need to understand that we've worked all day at home too. And they don't see the things that we did. But they don't do that on purpose because he has his life at work. I have my life at home. And when he comes home from work, he's tired and he has a different frame of mind than I do. So I guess the phrase that I wish I heard more often was, "Wow, look what you did." But I could be digging too far into that. What do you think, dear?
Everything is fine. I don't think nothing. No. Okay. That's okay.
It's an eye opener.
I would not have phrases. I would have words.
Okay.
Pooh Bear was my name. No one here no more. Sorry. It's like the old days, I guess.
That was a nickname I used to give him 10 years ago.
How she says my name. She don't say it Daniel. She says it a certain way, and it's cute, and nobody else does it that way. So I heard it on her last video, which I think you go that way, and you could see it.
The other video.
Right. So she says my name, and she got a certain accent to it, and I love it when I hear it. I know it's her. And it's, like I Love Lucy. I used to come in and play with them a lot with the kids too. Instead of saying, "Lucy, I'm home," and I'll say, "The king," and she would reply back, "My hero."
He's a Leo, and when he comes home, he wants to be represented as the lion, as the king of the throne. When he comes home,
the king of the
yes,
throne.
you are, love. You are.
So, but yeah, so it's just words. But, hey.
Words of encouragement, I feel you always need to give to your significant other. No matter what it is, just, try to give words of encouragement. And communication is one of the main keys, that I think that can come from this question. What phrase do you wish you heard more often from your spouse? If you don't have communication, you won't get to those phrases. So that's one of the main things I could say. Over our 26 years of marriage, ups and downs, everything is never always perfect.
No.
Nothing's perfect except the Lord. So
right.
you just have to always be devoted to each other and continue to encourage one another and communicate with one another and never give up. There's no such thing as giving up. More stir your table. But never give up and stay dedicated and everything will come through. Isn't that right?
That's it.
Got anything to add?
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, love.
Love you.
Love you.
And hello to everybody out there.
Yes, I'm glad that you had the chance to meet my husband at our 26 years of marriage. And definitely I encourage him to peep in on us and our journey as we go along. You'll be seeing a lot more of him and a lot of more of our journey as we go along. So continue to stay encouraged. And if you are in a relationship, try these questions, ask your spouse these questions, just go through them and be honest with one another and just never give up. So, this is Bountiful Crochet Creations. Once again, signing off. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Oh, and by the way, sorry about my finger. This has been a problem for a while and it has to do with crocheting, but I am not stopping.
Can you guess what color she likes?
Purple, of course. All right, bye everyone.
Bye.
Have a good evening.